Oh my god, this is stupid. Well, oh, there he is. Got him. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. No, hold on a sec. I think I might have a later on.
Well, how's it going, guys? Well, there's a little sneak peek there of what I've been up to. I've been slacking on the videos, and I apologize. Been a late start to the season for me. I went on a couple trips, so didn't get that much ice fishing done being of the year. But since kind of second week of February, I've been kind of going hard at it and trying some new baits. And usually when I'm in the mood and like kind of a mode of trying new baits, I don't really bring the camera out or don't really feel like taking videos, just 'cause I'm trying to fine-tune certain baits and try new areas. So I'm just kind of focused on that and not the filming aspect of it. But if you're following my Instagram, you see I have been out catching some fish, which is great, and trying some new baits I've kind of showed on Instagram. But I want to go through a few of the new baits I've been trying out this year, since kind of, I guess, end of January here, and then just kind of go through it with you guys, and then a few little tips and tricks of what's been working for me this year. The whitefish has been on fire this year. Like, it's been great. Everyone around the lake is catching some. Still guys having a hard time locating them, or just kind of, you know, getting one or two fish, which is great. But I got some tricks for you that I'll show you that hopefully will put some more fish on the ice for you. So let's go through the list of baits, and let's try to get some more fish for you guys. I took a snapshot of my tackle box just for the season so far. Here's what it looked like. Here's what I've been using. Obviously, Meegs are in there. The new Freedom blade bait is in there, which I'll go through in a bit. And then the drifters, and then some tubes. So if you look at basically the Meegs, I mean, I've done videos on it. I'm not going to go through too much on the Meegs because you guys can just go on look through my videos, and I got so many tutorials on how to fish the Meegs. It's been a top producing bait on this lake for years and years. It's going to be like that for years and years to come. So for people to say, like, you know, the fish are trained on the Meegs, that's like saying a walleye's trained on the jig and minnow. Been catching walleyes on jig and minnows since I can remember, and my grandpa and his grandpa. So it's one of those where, you know what, fish love the Meegs. They're going to eat them. They're always going to produce. Big thing is, try different colors, try different sizes, different ways of jigging them. I mean, there's so many ways to catch a fish on the Meegs. I mean, I'm not going to go through that in details, but you know how I feel about Meegs. It's always tied on my rod. It's always on here. I've been using this black and kind of put a glow-in-the-dark tube in the back of it. It's been working really well. So I've been using it first thing in the morning when low light. Seems to be working well. I just put a high hook on now. Getting to the time of year where the high hooks are producing. Some guys have them all year round and they produce, and that's great. For me, I kind of wait till the end of the season, and then also come in the springtime, your high hook's gonna be key for that if you guys go open water fishing for whitefish. So here it is there. I got another video on how to tie the high hook and how far apart. So I'll put all those links down below. So that's the Meegs. All right. Second on my list, and something I'm pretty excited about. I got to be a part of the Freedom Tackle team this year, which is great. Been using their stuff for quite a while, even before I was part of Freedom. Guys are super innovative, just quality stuff. Great bunch of guys to be a part of. I'm super happy. And the new bait that came out this year is their blade bait. So I got some underwater footage right here. The blade bait is super cool, guys. Like, the design of these are not just meant for ice fishing, but for open water, for jigging, for casting, and it's multi-species, which is great. You see how the action is on that. It bounces bottom. You can work it like a Meegs. You can work it like a vibrato if you wanted to. The cool thing is, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's got 3 holes on the top where you can put your swivel on. So depending on how you want the bait to work, obviously for ice fishing you want it far back so it tilts that way. If you're jigging it like a vibrato, you'll put it in the middle, kind of does a sway back and forth. And obviously if you're casting in open water, you'll probably put in the front or the middle to cast out and retrieve. Super cool bait. Excited about it and catching a lot of fish on it. And also too, I've been tweaking the bait, which I want to show you coming up here. When I got these baits in December, obviously with a lot of lures that I do, I want to kind of make it my own, make it a little bit different, just to get that, you know, the edge on everybody, if you want to call that. But you know, I'm a fisherman. I always tinker with tackle. You want to have, you know, the best bait out there. You want to be able to say like, hey, I made that, or hey, you know what, that tweak that I did on this bait worked for me and caught me some more fish. So whether that's all confidence or it's all perception, it works for me. I keep tweaking. Here's what I did with one of the blade bait, is obviously take a tube right here. You guys can see that in a second. And tied it on the back of the blade bait, which is great. And I think I got some footage on here, just how it works. And it just adds a little extra, flair to the bait, which is awesome. The other thing I did too, I grabbed the bigger size of the Freedom and I put a big tube on the back of that. So this caught me a couple acres already. Didn't land any of them. But I did land a Laker this year, but not on this obviously. But it's super cool. Like, it's just something different. I got the bigger blade on there. You know, bouncing off bottom, jigging it up, and times that Laker hit where jigging on bottom kind of like a Meeks, and then really ripping it up and down, laying it on bottom. This tube kind of, as you can see underwater, kind of sits up like that, and that fish just kind of took it that way. That's the only thing I don't like about trebles when you're catching lake trout. For me personally, I think they come off a lot easier with treble hooks. One works against the other sometimes, depending on how they're hooked. I mean, some guys might disagree with me completely, but that's just my personal opinion. I like using single hooks. But yeah, so it's just another thing that, you know, tweaking your bait, just add that extra flair and, you know, hook up some more fish, and that's what it's all about out there. So that's my Freedom. So check them out if you guys haven't already. I mean, once open water hits, this will be really cool to cast out all in the shoals, bring it back in, and I'm sure it's going to catch some whiteys and Lakers. Bass, obviously, all the bass guys out there, this will work great. Walleyes, anything, super versatile. So get yourself some Freedom blade baits, you won't be disappointed. So one of the other baits I've been using, I have been using this for a while, just a different jig head, but I found a super cool jig head that works even better. So can't believe I'm actually telling you guys about this one. I'm sure a lot of guys are using this kind of simple whatever bait to catch whitefish, however you want to call it. So here it is here, like that. Basically it's a Zodiac jig head from Freedom with a set the hook tube. It's a 2.5 inch tube. You can use any color you want, whatever preference. Obviously dark colors are, to me, I like dark colors a lot better on Simcoe for whitefish. Any color would work, honestly, but I like dark colors. So this one, as you can see on the footage here, basically, yeah, you're just jigging up and down, you're lay on bottom, and these fish come up and they just suck it up. So the good thing about these Zodiac baits, you can change the hooks to whatever size you want. They come like this. So basically the hooks are, they got some smaller hooks on there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I apologize for that. So just come with a smaller hook. I put the bigger hook on. It does come with those 2 hooks, which is, again, another reason why Freedom is just so innovative. Like, they give you the option, you can interchange these hooks easily, which is great. That's what I've been using for the tube. Kind of something different. Don't always put it down. It's not my confidence bait, but those odd times where, you know, a couple fish pass through and you're thinking, why aren't they biting? You just pull off that rod, put it down, and sometimes it's just that extra little fish seen a few baits already this morning, and then they come back and see that, oh, that's different. Let me go check that out, and they just suck it up. You're good to go. So those are kind of the top 3 baits I've been using. Also, you know, caught a couple in the drifter with the fatty jig heads, which I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have seen these already, but super cool, just like that. So that makes your goby, your drifter, kind of lay on top of it. Nice weight. You got a nice presentation for that. Some guys just put it on the jig head itself, Ned rig it. So many different ways, guys. There's lots of videos out there of guys rigging these up. They work. The big thing is, guys, is to just, you know, experiment with different baits. Try different things. Also, your confidence baits are always what you're going to start with, which is what I do, and then kind of work from there. Catch a couple of fish on a couple of baits. You're starting to feel more confident on using those baits, and then it just makes you a more versatile fisherman. It just adds more tackle to your tackle box, and you know, more ways to catch fish is always great for everybody. So those are my top 3 baits. We'll do a couple of tips and tricks I want to share with you guys with some underwater footage that I kind of been playing around with a little bit this year, and I've learned a lot. So I kind of just want to go through real quick with that, and then we'll let you go. So I've been throwing my GoPro kind of down there. You know, it's a little bit darker than I want it to. Where I'm fishing right now, the shallow fish are not very concentrated as they would be at certain areas of the lake. So I've been kind of fishing that 40 to, you know, no more than 50 feet. And so I threw my GoPro down there to see what's going on, and it's it's just crazy where I'm fishing, the areas I'm fishing, and there's lots of these areas around where I am. How hilly it is, how many boulders there are. And when I put that GoPro down and I reviewed the footage, everything made sense to me. And what I'm saying, when somebody's asking me like, hey, where do I start and how far do I move, or hey, how long should I wait before I do move, I would tell people, pick a spot, go to it, drill a hole, and then, you know, within 10-15 minutes, if you're not marking fish, pack up and go. And some guys are like, hey, I gotta go like a mile, 2 miles away, like I gotta go to the next shoal way over there, I gotta go to the middle of the lake. Guys, listen, you don't have to go that far. I'm doing 20 to 50 foot moves at a time. And when I'm I call it power fishing, where drill a hole, and honestly guys, probably 10 minutes if I don't mark a fish, I'm out of there. And I just move about 25 to 50 feet, right around there, drill another hole, see, start marking 1 or 2 fish, okay, great, stick around maybe 15-20 minutes. If that's all I marked, again, move another 10, sometimes 5 feet. The reason for that is, here, I'm going to put this video on and I'm going to explain to you as you're watching this video of why I'm doing this. So as you can see there, my GoPro is kind of behind a rock, and look at the zebra mussels in there, guys. It's crazy, but I want you guys to pay attention of how hilly it is, or how many boulders there are. So think about, there's a fish in the background there, but think about when your bait is behind a boulder or in a crevice. That fish can't see it. Yeah, you're jigging up and they might have seen it, a little flash of it, and then comes in and investigate like that fish did. But once you're back down and trying to jig it properly on the bottom, that fish has lost sight of your bait and it's gone. So when I say move, you know, 15 feet, 5 feet, in this area here, when I saw that footage, I went back to that same spot and I found my holes from the previous day, and I literally moved 5 feet away. Because when I was fishing, and I'm sure you guys have this before, you're fishing here, you're on bottom, great, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I'm like foot off, 2 feet off bottom now. Like, now it's bottom. It takes line out and adjusts it, and then you're jiggling like that, and you'll do a couple of big jigs, and all of a sudden your line's all slack. Hey, now I'm on top of the rock. So just think about what a fish is doing. You're on top of the rock, they're coming in, they're seeing that, they're going, okay, there's a fish, and you're jigging, and all of a sudden it falls off the rock, and then the fish is going, where'd it go? I'm not going in that crevice, see you later, I'm gone. So that's kind of the big reason of moving those little, making those little moves. Because if they can't see your bait there, you're not gonna catch fish. Yeah, you'll mark them, but they're just swimming by. And that's where you can tell by marking the fish, are they swimming by, or are they, hey, I saw something, what's going on, but not seeing your bait. So that's why making those small moves can be key to putting some more fish on the ice. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you got any questions at all, please don't be afraid. I'm an open book. You guys know that. I answer so many Instagram DMs and Facebooks and messengers of guys asking for tips, what to do, where to go. I'm pretty, I share a lot of information, guys, if you message me, which is great. And I'm sharing some information on this video. So hopefully this helps you guys catch more fish. And we're kind of, it's March now. We're just starting the last period, as John White calls it, the last period of the season. We've got 15 days until the season closes. The weather's getting really warm, which is great, and that lake's going to be a little messy, but it's going to be the best time of the year to go catch some fish. So get out there, have fun. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.